Hello, my name is Mason Lipford, and today I'm here to inform you how to choose a perfect campsite, and then I will be demonstrating how to set up a tent. And it's super easy, so anyone can do it. So when you first want to find a campsite, you look for an area that has two open sections. One section will be used for sleeping, and then another will be used for eating. And this is so that you have all of your food and everything that would attract an animal in one central location, while you could be sleeping in another and not be disturbed in the middle of the night. Now, for characteristics of a good campsite, each national park has their own set of rules, but usually there's a rule for being 200 feet away from any sort of river, lake, road, or trail. And that's just a trail rule. And then there's another one where you should definitely be close to a source of water. And this is so that after a long day of hiking, you'll be depleted of water. You can go and restock, bring it back, and then you can boil the water, or you can just use tablets to purify it. So the next thing you're going to be looking for is a relatively level ground for your campsite. And this is to the fact that if you either have a incline or decline, you could be sliding one way in your tent for the entire night, and you have to like scooch up, and that gets very tiresome because then you won't get a good night's sleep. And then if you have your head at a decline, you'll wake up with a massive headache, and it'll be difficult to hike the next day. You just got to trust me on that one. Demonstration part of the tent. There's 5 things that every tent bag has: the tent, tent cover, tarp, tent poles, and stakes. And usually in the order, you'll lay down the tarp first, place the tent on top of that, and then you'll slide the tent poles through. Usually it'll have a very easy mechanism. You can lift up the poles, bringing the tent up, and then you can throw the rain cover over, and then after that you can put your stakes in. So let's get to it. I'm going to do the demonstration now. So talking while I do this, most tent poles have the exact same function. You just kind of place them through. It makes it easy to move them around and then store them. And I found it easier to just click these in as you're setting it up rather than doing it all at once, because then you're dealing with a massive pole and it's not fun. Now that I have that, come over to the other side. Cool. Now we have one up. Start to feed it through. Alright, so you just slide this last tent pole through. Alright, so now that we have our tent poles on, everything's strapped down, they usually have these little buckles that you can click to the tent poles, and that stretches your tent out a little bit more. giving you a little bit more space inside. Alright, so now that we have those on, I can throw on the tent cover. And I already knew prior to this but whenever you find your tent cover, make sure you align the door area with the front of the tent. Because usually the buckles are associated with it. And then you just strap the buckles down. I usually do opposite corners at a time. That way it creates a tension and it's easier to set it up. See, now this area is taut. In, you can go to the back, and it's the same idea. There's just a little pocket that you can tuck the pole into, and that gives it a little bit of extra support. So now that we have the tent on, tent poles up, tent cover over, the last thing we would usually do with this is put the stakes down, but I don't need to because it's not windy, and that's just an extra step.